drinking buddies, thanks for joining me again today. I'm walking us through an exercise called Old Man in the Tidepool. This is coming from the 5 elements or medical Qigong tradition. So first I'm going to walk us through the full explanation about why we're doing what we're doing, and then I'll post a video where you can follow along and actually do the exercise and practice with me. So the first thing we do is we find a nice Qigong stance. Your feet are about hip to shoulder width apart, and there's a slight bend in the knees. And this means that Qi can flow freely. If the knees are locked out, that's not available. So soft knees allows the energy to flow. The story goes that an old man is walking along a tide pool at night, and he thinks he sees in the tide pool ahead of him a pearl. So he'll take his arms out, palms facing the floor, and he'll reach over. And as he bends over, this puts pressure on the kidneys, and it tonifies the kidneys. It squeezes a little bit of toxins out of the kidney meridian, but we never want to completely detoxify the kidney because we need a healthy amount of fear. So in traditional Chinese medicine, kidneys rule fear, which makes sense when you think that the adrenals are right next door to the kidneys. So he bends over, and this has the effect of tonifying the kidneys. And then he'll sort of swish through the water looking for the pearl. And this movement will clear the lung meridians and will make a sound like we're swishing through water. And blowing air out of the lungs. And one of the primary ways our bodies detoxify is through our breath. So it's a very forceful breath. And then this movement helps to clear the lungs as well. The lungs in traditional Chinese medicine are associated with anxiety and grief. So after he has looked through the water for this pearl, he'll realize it's not a pearl, but it's actually a reflection of the moon. So he'll take his arms up overhead, and now his palms are facing the floor. And he will make the movement and the sound for cleansing the heart, which is joy and depression. And he's going to go from high to low, bringing his hands down to the chest. So he's taking his heart from a state of dangerous rapture back to its natural resting place. Then we're here at the solar plexus. This is negative space in the body. There's nothing right behind here. And so this tends to be the catch-all. The heart is considered the emperor of Chinese medicine. So if the heart doesn't want to deal with something, a tragedy or a loss, or if you're afraid to feel joy, all that gets trapped right in here. So then you'll turn your palms outward, right in front of your solar plexus. And you're going to make a sound like you're frustrated. This is where a lot of your frustrations go. So you would go, "Rrr." Then you would close your fists so the palms are facing either wall on either side of you. Then you'll internally rotate your hands so that your palms now face the ceiling. And the last thing the old man of the tide pool will do is say, "Oh," and he pulls the hands in by his rib cage. So on the right side of the body, you have the liver, and it jogs, it's a pretty big organ, jogs across here. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the liver deals with anger. So if we think about it, angry alcoholics process their anger and their alcohol through their liver. And on the right side, we have the stomach and the yin organ, spleen. And this is for over-rumination, just chewing on something, just not digesting things well, either physically, mentally, or spiritually. So just pulling your hands back and letting your arms graze the sides clear out the liver and the stomach spleen meridians. So the sequence would go, 1 swish, and 3 har hos. organs and the correlating yang organs, and it's really the best and only detox you really need. 3 old men in the tide pool each day is plenty. You don't have to do a juicing cleanse, you don't have to do any food modification unless you wish. You can clear your energy just fine with one simple movement. So I hope this was helpful to you. Rock out with your core out.